We got Dom C in the house. We got Steve, live CEO of the Jet Lounge. So I knew I'd get rich on my channel. See what's going on. Yeah, there we go. Woo.
Jets by $1 million today.
Yeah.
We are following up the Robert Salah Press Conference. What do you think, Nick?
I love him. Like, I just really, really enjoy how he addresses things. I enjoy his demeanor. I enjoy his mindset. I absolutely love we must be doing something right if Sean Payton's talking about us and we don't play until week 4. When you feel the need to take a jab at the Jets across country who's not your division rival and they're already in your fucking head, you're not talking about the Chiefs. You're not talking about the Chargers. You're voluntarily bringing up the Jets. What world are we in? What's up, everybody? I hope everyone's having a good day. It's always good to see you too, my brother. But yeah, that's the first thing that jumps out into my head is that he voluntarily says about the Jets.
We're also going to be joined today. You haven't seen him in a while, guys. Please welcome my brother, Double Chaos. What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
How you doing? I feel like the season's starting. It's time for me to get into it.
Were you dialing in from Hawaii with that shirt? Look at you. Are you on the beach? How you doing, man?
I'm dialing in from sunny Portland, Oregon area.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
So we had some panic early in the camp today. There were tweets going out that Garrett Wilson hurt his ankle. People were panicking it was going to be a high ankle sprain. Based on what Robert Salah said, it sounds like he just tweaked it. What do you think, Double Chaos?
I think we never know with our coach. A lot of times he gives us happy news initially, and it gets worse. So we'll just wait for what the doctors say. Unfortunately, I think we won't know for a while still, but hopefully good news still. Hopefully good news.
What do you think, Nick?
We got to wait and see, right? I mean, it's good that he's out there and he's on the field. If there was any major concern, he's in the back immediately, right? Like, they're not keeping him out on the field if they're that concerned about it. I think, with this early in camp, you tweak, hey, something just doesn't feel right. All right, sit your ass down. You're done for today, maybe a couple days. I think they're off on Saturday. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him to early to mid next week. And, 46 days to go to the opener. I don't care if he's missing a week now. This guy is a gamer. He's a human highlight film out there on the court, on the field. I'm thinking of Dominique Wilkins when I say human highlight reel. It's early enough where I don't think there's any concern for, the opener on the 11th of September. So right now, get yourself right, get your body right, get your butt out there with Rodgers, where after every rep, you're still back by the huddle. You're talking to him. What do you see? What do I see? If he takes a few days off, he takes a few days off, but we don't want this to linger. We definitely don't want this rolling into September. So
there's no doubt you have to take
now than August 20th, right? Sorry, Lee. It's better that it's now than August 20th. Let's
definitely.
So hopefully he's back out there next week and it's nothing major. Just being a precaution.
We have to take care of him, but there were people in the chat saying during the press conference saying bubble wrap him, and these guys are going to have a lot harder hits. They're going to be a lot more tired and stressed during the season. So you in the end, you got to let them play. It is smart to let them ramp up slowly. That's what this is for. But the guy was already making crazy athletic moves, so that guy is warm.
So there's what is he saying? Foodie post. So he likes your foodie posts. One of the 7 subscribers. So
250, baby, 250.
If we're on the food thing real quick, I love the videos that I get from Jeremy when he's with your mom taking her shopping, because I'm sure you get them too. Those are my favorite videos, and those need a channel. Shopping with mom needs to be a Corvette channel. The jabs he takes at you, man, are freaking hysterical.
It could be a playlist.
It's very enjoyable.
And I got so many stored up too. It's so funny. Ones that I haven't even sent yet. So
I've been craving meatloaf for 2 weeks since he sent me the meatloaf video.
So we have another. It seems like every press conference, Tony Adams comes up. I don't know. The press is infatuated with Tony Adams, and Salah keeps standing by this, saying it's very clear that he loves Tony Adams, right? He's saying, oh, there's guys with those skills, skill sets. You'll see that in the league, but his mental makeup. And to me, that's when you're on the best possible side of Salah, right? When the players that he says mental makeup, those are the guys he loves.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Everybody's screaming, we don't have a free safety. Is Tony Adams going to be the guy or not?
I don't know. We'll see what as Salah does. You had to talk to the man upstairs, to figure out. That's about the GM when you understand whether something's actually going to happen or not. But I will say that when you talk about mental makeup, if you don't have it, you're Moore or you're Mims and you're gone, right? So that's definitely a requirement to play for this guy.
Yeah. He has to feel that way about you. When he just talks about talent, working hard, good talent, it doesn't say anything about character or mental makeup. Guy wants to win. That's when you might have to start worrying about that player, and if that player's going to last long. So we got some news this morning also during the beginning of practice today, that Dalvin Cook is coming to MetLife. I think he's going to be here today or tomorrow. So he's going to be in the building. It's getting to that point where he needs to sign with someone, right? He's going to want some type of training camp. I'm not interested in him if it cuts to be August, because that never works when you're bringing a guy with no camp. Because then what's the point? But the whole thing is we want insurance for Breece Hall in the beginning of the season, games 1 through 5. If Dalvin Cook comes in 3 weeks, 4 weeks from now without a camp, he's not ready either, and it defeats the whole purpose. So what do you think? You think we're going to sign him right away, quickly, Nick?
I don't think he leaves. I don't think he leaves here. If this is, from my understanding, did he visit anywhere else? Is this his first visit? I know there's been discussions. I know the Dolphins made a contract offer, but I haven't heard of him going anywhere else. If I'm Joe Douglas, and if I'm Dalvin Cook, and the Dolphins have that offer on the table, and you're making the trip here anyway, you're telling us you want us, right? You're saying, hey, they made me an offer. Their offer might be better than yours, but I love the chemistry of this team.
Well,
he's following Jets fans on Twitter. He doesn't have a very large number of people that he follows. So I'm a big believer that when there's smoke, there's fire, right? And it's just a matter of everything working itself out. He's followed Woody Johnson. He's followed some of the writers. He's followed Richie and Jets media. Like, he's following guys that have been tweeting about him. Why would you do that if your plans are, I'm going to New England, I'm going to Buffalo, I'm going to Miami, I'm going to the NFC? Why would you even care about what Jets fans have to say? I think it's just a matter of ironing out the details and getting where it's comfortable, where I think you're going to see a very large incentive-based contract, and that's what they're going to have to wrinkle out, right? You get 150 carries, you're here. You get 750 yards, you're here. You get 1,000 yards, you're there. We make the playoffs, you're here. We win the AFC, you're here. I think you're going to see a very incentive-based contract in order for him and Dom, for him to fly in. They already have agreed in principle on dollar amounts. My guess they're flying in. Yeah, and that's already said. Coach said that in the presser, that he's going to meet with the medical staff. So I believe that it's going to be probably about a 1 year, $5-6 million deal with incentives that can push up to 8 or 9. That's my guess at it. That's my projection. But as long as the medical checks out, we might see him out there Sunday.
So I agree with everything you said. I want to add the reason he wants to come here, I think, is because of things like Aaron Rodgers taking basically a huge multi-million-dollar salary cut. I mean, when you look at these contracts that are continually being signed now at 50 million plus a year, and you have a guy that's going to step back the money to win, and you're a guy that also has been around and you have some money, then you also want to win. It's about winning. And when you see that kind of culture developing on a team and you're somebody that isn't all about the money, it's all about winning. It's all about being around guys and a coaching staff where winning is everything. And I think it's going to attract that type of a player, which is why I think he wants to play.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no coincidence, Lee, that 12 hours later, oh yeah, I'm getting on the plane now, guys. So I'm good.
Yeah, it was almost like they wanted to finalize that, but it really is a good message to the league. It's like, look, even Quinnen signed for very reasonable money. It wasn't anything people were worried, oh my God, are we gonna have to overpay him, pay him 28 to 30 million a year? And he didn't. He came into the very reasonable contract, and he didn't even demand the money right away. He's still playing out his rookie contract. He's just extending it longer. I mean, obviously, he got some bonus money up front, which is nice for him. We don't care because Woody Johnson has tons of money and it doesn't hurt us cap-wise. So give him some money up front. So let the guy start living whatever crazy. Maybe he wants to put a Starbucks in his house. I mean, whatever he wants to do. Maybe he wants to buy a house on a cliff in Cayman, Washington. Cayman, Washington. I don't know. But, he could start doing that and enjoying his life.
Look, hey, Jeremy, here's a guy that doesn't have the money yet. You don't have the money yet. You got to ask for the money. You got to get your money. And then later on, when you have the money and you see you have enough that your life has already been changed, then you can really get down and say, how am I going to make my legacy something worthwhile?
Right. First, you want to secure your family. You want to make sure the future's secured. His brother got signed to and is pretty much secured, not nearly the same amount of money, but enough money that obviously he's okay the rest of his life. And I'm kind of thinking of you, Lee. You watch me get my contract. I'm okay. Now you get your contract. You're feeling pretty good because this team, this organization just firmed up not only your life, they firmed up your brother's life. So you don't have to have me sucking on you like a leech for the rest of your life because I got my own money.
Okay. You called yourself a leech. I did not.
I'll be your leech, Lee.
No, but I think it's great for the team. I mean, the team is seeing this. That's true leadership. That's true modeling, right? He's not saying don't take money. He didn't say just pay me 15. He's getting paid a lot of money. Historically, you only have to go back a few years until it's one of the bigger contracts in the NFL. But what he's showing is there's got to be room for an understanding of we want to win. And if one player tries to take all the money in this restricted resource because of the salary cap, you're making it hard for the team to win. So you have to balance, yes, take care of yourself, but also take care of the team. Because I honestly think whether, Aaron Rodgers was going to make $50 million in the next 2 years or $30 million in the next 2 years, $10 million in the next 2 years, it doesn't matter, like financially. He's going to have everything he wants in life. He has enough money in his life. That's not going to be nearly as impacted as winning or losing, his legacy, getting that next Super Bowl championship, being only the third player to ever come to a team and win a Super Bowl for a second team. Those things got to mean more right now than millions of dollars that he already has.
Of course it does. That's why people who have a lot of money, what do? They donate to universities for buildings. They name stadiums. Right? They're trying to build that legacy because they have the money. Money buys legacy, right? That's what you one thing you want is time. If money could buy more time and people try that, you do it. And the other thing, legacy is a form of time, right? To have your name and your reputation live on, beyond you.
Yeah. He's very studious of the game. He's very knowledgeable as an NFL historian. And let's be realistic. He knows what winning a title with this franchise would do for that legacy. he already sees what it did coming here. He didn't even play a damn game for us yet. And like, we want to build statues for the guy. You gave $35 million back. They're trying to rename Broadway Rogers Road. Like, they are doing everything in New York as a fan base. We're losing our freaking minds over this guy. And he didn't even start a game for us yet.
Yeah. Think Namath, right?
To win the title here, to make us title contenders for several years. Ryder Carl. Oh, hey, Jen, one of my favorite people in the world, Jennifer. Thank you again on behalf of me and my son for the helmet. Thank you. He's put himself in a position to enter that category with Manning and Brady. Jeez, I forgot his name for a sec. Good. I'm glad I forgot him already. He's not even out of the league for a year, and it's already 7 titles. Goodbye. Manning went to Denver. Brady went to Tampa. None of that compares to what it would mean in this market with this fan base. Like, the guy would never walk again. We would carry him everywhere on our shoulders like a king. His feet would never have to touch the ground. The NFL would have to change the rules to 13 people on the field because I would be one of the guys out there holding him on my shoulders at all times. I would take the hits for him because he is a football god if this is what happens.
Well, just winning with the Jets, like Namath is, no one forgets Namath, and he didn't do a lot of real crazy things. He had one Super Bowl win. And that's because it's the Jets, and it's also New York. I mean, there's a double factor, right? It's that we generally have a difficult time putting those W's up, number one. And number two, we have a huge, monstrous, loud fan base. So alone, just winning with us gets you the statues. I mean, doing it, given where we're coming from and where he's already been, is just phenomenal.
I mean, these guys are going to be legends. Yeah. Sauce Gardner, Q Williams, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Aaron Rodgers, coming in, Joe Douglas building the team. They're going to be legends. That's my thought on it. They're going to be guys that we look back in years from now and say, those were the guys that rebuilt the organization and brought pride and brought greatness to New York and to the Jets organization. That's how I see it.
I love you spitting out those names because some names we don't know. We don't know some of the heroes that are going to come out during the season, and that's another thing that's so exciting.
Yeah. It could be Jermaine Johnson or Will McDonald that end up being one of those guys. Can end up being the huge star, the Joe Klecko, the Mark Gastineau. It might be one of those two. It might be both of them creating the new sack exchange.
You look back at the 86 Giants, right? You got Phil Simms, Joe Morris, Jim Burt, Gary Reasons. You got a lot of guys that aren't Hall of Famers, but they're all-time great New York names and talents. Not everyone makes the Hall of Fame, but when you win a Super Bowl, even from another fan base in the same city, you're remembered forever.
Yeah.
Who makes that big play? Phil McConkey up on the bench waving the towel, right? Like, these images are embedded in your head from living in this market. We're going to have guys that we don't expect, like you just said, Lee, who become household names forever, who 35 years from now, some guys are talking about on a podcast mentioning, is it going to be Quincy Williams? Is it going to be Tony Adams? Who's going to make that play that makes you, who's going to be our Deion Branch? Who's going to be our, all the great Patriots who made plays to win a title along the way? Who are going to be those guys that will live in infamy?
And if we're going to win, there has to be a reasonable list. We're not going to win unless there are a number of big-time monster surprises. That's how teams win. Yeah.
You need your core who's going to get you there. And then you need the role players who make amazing plays that help steal the deal.
Right. And how does Salah go down? Is he going to be a story for other teams one day where they say, give a coach some time? Remember the Jets their first year? They were 4-13 with him. And some Jet fans were screaming to fire him. And then the next year they fell apart, but they showed some improvement. Give him some time. Like what is if they win a couple of Super Bowls in the next 5 years and Salah's here for 10 years and winning, he might end up being a story for other teams, a lesson for other teams of continuity. and having to and give coaches a chance and not be so fast to say fire him, get rid of him.
Well, it's going to be interesting. Okay, when you talk
shirt.
about like a legacy for a coach, that's something that builds up over time. Okay, that builds up over time. I love that shirt.
My friend dropped it off the other day. I got 2 Rogers shirts gifted to me the other day as like a get well present.
And what's going to happen, if that's going to happen, if he's going to build that legacy, Jeremy, it's going to be based on somehow not just giving him time, but crafting a strategy that isn't a 1-2 year punch. I mean, he's got to find a way to keep those great young players and pay them all. He's got to find a way to keep building up those draft choices. He's got to find a way to, after Rodgers goes to sleep, because he's old, and I know we need our sleep when we get old, is that he's going to have to find a way to have a quarterback behind him that comes up.
That's all on JD. That's all on Joe Douglas.
Right, but that's you got to lay it as a team, right? I mean,
they have to develop
a combination of all the offensive coach, quarterback coach. I mean, a lot of people are playing in that game there, but you have to have a long-term strategy if you want a dynasty, especially if a coach is going to be remembered. It's not a one-time deal, right?
Oh no, it's not a one-time deal. Although,
who coached 69 Jets? Who coached that team? Jeremy.
Eubanks. Eubanks. And I wasn't even alive.
Can I do a little rapid fire about some stories today out of camp?
Okay, rapid fire. Some stories out of camp.
Corey Davis sick. Woke up with like a little bug, they said, so that's why he wasn't out there. Shout out to Dom C as well. Dom was out at practice, sending some tweets out to us, keeping us updated on some things that he saw. Once Garrett Wilson had the little ankle tweet, Lazard, Davis, and Wilson weren't even out there. It looks like they just gave the whole wide receiver core, the starters, the day off, which is good too, because now guys like Brownlee had a big touchdown.
Nice. Loving Brownlee.
Yeah, his name's popping up every day, right? And that now you know why Mims was moved. This guy is making plays. He's making the most of his opportunities, and I think he's going to be a really hard guy to keep down. Bam Knight, 2 touchdowns in the red zone period. Good day for him, right? Michael Carter with a couple nice passes out of the backfield. Maybe a little. They saw the news today as well. Maybe a little match got lit under their ass. Like, hey, we got to start making some plays because guess who's coming here tomorrow? You know, last year, Carter, he self-admittedly said the other day that when James Robinson got brought in, it affected me. I was down about it. Put on a good showing, man. Like, show them that you deserve the reps. And that's – if Hall does go on the PUP list, you're going to be sharing the reps with Cook. So show that you deserve the time and the opportunity. Big news in the NFL affects the Jets, but not Jet team related. Jalen Ramsey, who the Dolphins traded for, carted off the field today at practice with the knee injury.
Wow.
So I tweeted out, I'll be honest, I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
I don't want the Dolphins fans to have any effing excuses this year. I want them at full strength. I want Jalen Ramsey trying to cover Garrett Wilson. I want it. I don't want Skylar Thompson at quarterback. I want Tua when we play the Dolphins. I want them at full strength when they get their freaking faces.
I love that, brother. I love that.
I don't want injuries. I don't want no easy street for us. I don't want anyone making excuses that we got a good hand dealt to us. I want to win a 2-7 hand this year. I want the deck stacked against us, and I want to pull 4 of a kind.
And it goes beyond that for me. I mean, any of those players could have been Jets, in different circumstances. I mean, it's just the team they put on. They're all the same people as people. And I just don't like to see injuries. I don't like to be reminded that any player's career could be put in jeopardy, lose an entire season of their career. It's an awful thing. So hopefully he is okay. I hope this isn't something where he loses this season, because it sucks and it's the worst part of football.
We know it's
the worst part of football.
We know better than anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, it's karma too, right? Like all these fans talking trash at Becton. Like, he's on our team. Why would you root against somebody wearing our jersey and our helmet? Why would you root against somebody working really hard? I've lost weight. I've lost like 85 pounds. I know what it takes to take off 60, 65 pounds. He's done it. He's busted his ass. If his knee can't hold up, man, then that's a physical thing. to attack the guy on Twitter, I think is a piss poor job by those fans, and they're an embarrassment.
Amen.
Yeah, look, I want there's nothing wrong with wanting. There's nothing wrong with wanting a player to play poorly.
Oh,
That's fun. We're
100%. Fail. I want you out there failing.
Fail.
I want you out there.
I just don't want them to get hurt. Because we, as human beings, if you met him in real life, Barrios, you hung out with him in a bar. He came into the Hilton restaurant in Raleigh, and Knobcraft. He said your food was great. He starts talking to you. You wouldn't want him to get hurt, though.
No, he's just a guy, right? He's just a guy.
He's just a guy. I mean, he got a little carried away when he got his contract. He dyed his hair bleach blonde, and I knew it was over. I said, the second he did that, I said, he's no Wayne Corbett. The second he dyed his hair bleach blonde and started wearing the weird shirts, Zach is good shirts and stuff, I said, dude, you're distracted. You didn't get to where you were because you have natural ability where you were just blessed and you were going to get there. You worked your ass off. And the second you have that satisfaction that you made it, that's when you lose it. Wayne Corbett, what made him great for a guy who surprised everybody and overachieved was that he never believed he really belonged there. So he worked hard his entire career to the end.
Just saying. I got a fun trivia question about Wayne Corbett. Does anyone know the first number he ever wore?
I don't.
He never wore it in a game, but when he was undrafted, what is my beard at? What are you doing? Is that a signal?
My beard
is
a
signal to me?
I'm itchy.
I got to bring in the brush.
Think it was like 00 or something.
It's humid in New Jersey, man. The hair curls up, all right? When it straightens, it's down to here, and then all of a sudden, it curls up.
Phil Adams is in London. No, he's not in London, but he's in the UK. Watching us from the UK. Isn't that crazy?
No, I unless I read it, unless I saw it wrong, I thought it was 3. Unless the jersey was crimped. You know how sometimes that 8 can get crimped and it'll fold over? I thought it was 3 from what I saw yesterday.
I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of weird because Harry, the old fella, he has a good memory. He was in his prime then. He was our age.
That's why I trust Harry's knowledge of the team. That's why I'm like, wait a minute. Curly Norman says 3. Yeah, I thought I saw 3, but I can understand why an 8 can look like a 3 if the jersey crimps over a little bit,
It's true.
And back then they wore the big baggy jerseys. They weren't skin tight and compressed like they are now.
Yeah. So you can see R&R has no love for anybody who doesn't play for the Jets. Hold on. Whoa, what happened? What are you doing? Stop it.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
The both of you have the power to mess with me. Okay. Both of you are able to highlight the chat and do things.
We're both like He-Man over here. I have the power.
I have the power. So what else came out of camp today?
I'll tell you. No, here's the thought that I had. I put it up on the chat from the press conference.
Yeah, I know you were listening real close.
Yeah, we get, we're going after maybe other players here on offense. OL, baby. OL. Like none of this matters if we don't have protection.
Yeah.
So to me, that I want to read something about that.
Okay.
Nothing.
Well, I didn't hear how they did today. Maybe Dom C can give us maybe some feedback on that. I have a good question. Did Becton play today?
Becton was out there, wasn't out in team drills. He came out a couple minutes late. Maybe he was getting some treatment. There's no word yet about anything. So Billy Turner got abused by McDonald at right tackle. But like they said, like didn't even like touch him. Like he went right around. Like McDonald might be a dog from day one. Like I'm not looking at it as like I'm shitting on Billy Turner. I'm looking at it as like McDonald's name is in the backfield every single day so far. Like
it's fantastic. It's fantastic news, but we need an offensive line.
Correct. But Lee, you got to remember too. our defensive line is going to embarrass a lot of offensive lines.
I love
So
that.
we do have to take it with a little bit of that, right? Like it's not like
I'm
we're
super
not the
confident about our
32nd ranked
defense.
defense anymore, and we're embarrassing the line.
Right, but
I
we
know, but
got
I'm
to
super confident about our defense. You got me. You got me. Defense, yes.
We got to block. We got to block Buffalo though. We got to block Miami.
Agreed.
I mean, we have a tough conference. We're gonna have to block.
Yes, absolutely.
We were just beefing up the star positions, and if we can't protect Rodgers, it doesn't matter. And oh my
100%.
God, if Zach Wilson gets in the game.
Agreed. Something we got to keep in mind is it's only day 3 in pads. Defense is always ahead of offense, right? Defense is be a dog, be physical, be violent. Offense always takes longer. Timing, precision, technique, all that rust got to come off. We have a little bit of musical chairs going on at tackle. The interior seems to be solidified right now. McGovern is taking all the snaps at center. Tomlinson left, AVT right, so there's stability up the middle. Now it's a matter of, I think Brown is going to be solidified at left tackle. And I think opening day, Max Mitchell is going to be right tackle. And my prediction, me personally, I'm not rooting for it. I have to preface this because there's a lot of people out there who jump down your throat when you say it. I personally believe Mekhi Becton will not be on the Jets come opening day. Wow. So I think you're going to have Brown left, Mitchell right, Warren, and Turner as the backups. That's me. That's my personal take. I feel that he's just worn out his welcome. I feel they can't take the chance. I cannot, for the life of me, put Mekhi Becton at left tackle and risk Aaron Rodgers' health to his knee just giving out when he goes to back up one day. I can't do it.
Also, don't forget the flood, because when you talk about the depth, about what we would do, don't forget, like, if Dwayne Brown was to get hurt, I know they were working Mitchell out at left tackle, but there's always the option, especially let's say McGovern wins the center job, right? There's always the option, if a tackle goes down, to move AVT over to tackle and to put McGovern at guard and to put Tippmann at center. So there's kind of maneuverability there. I understand that Warren Carter, we drafted him for a reason. Without an injury, he would have been a second-round pick. We have Turner. We signed him for a reason. I just want to always mention we have the comfort and we have the, just the advantage of doing that with AVT, which is really nice to know that AVT could step in and be a high-quality tackle because he did it last year, and that we have these backup guards as well because now we have McGovern and Tippmann, and McGovern is able to play guard. So there's a lot of maneuverability there, a lot of flexibility. It would be so much better, though, if Becton just, like, within a week from now, like next week is playing full-on in pads and wins the freaking job. It's just better. Can you imagine that Max Mitchell is the next guy, backing up Becton? Yeah. How much stronger that makes us in depth and in potential quality. But that's why JD invested so much in the offensive line. We have depth now. We have 9 real offensive linemen.
And do you believe our offensive line is good enough as it stands today?
At full strength, yes. But without Brown there right now, we're not at full strength. And right. I have a lot of confidence in Brown. I was very skeptical. Jeremy knows I was very skeptical last year about bringing him in, giving him that money. When he played through the shoulder injury, completely won me over. I'm man-crushing fanboy over Dwayne Brown. I'm not even going to try to hide it. That says a lot to the coaching staff. It says a lot to the locker room. Aaron Rodgers, who wasn't even on our team, gives him credit for doing that last year. Yeah. That says a lot. Now, I know it's not a leg injury. Leg injuries are harder. If you're an offensive lineman with a leg injury, you're basically going to be ineffective. But when you find a way to tough it out with the shoulder, that goes a long way in that locker room. That says a lot to the guy next to you. That says a lot to the guy across from you in practice, that they really respect you. And I am done a full 180 on Dwayne Brown, and I have no issue with this guy playing until he's 50.
No, me too. I 100% agree. We talked before about playing for legacy, but the thing that's even more impressive as a human is playing with heart, with playing for a team and for loyalty. And that is the most impressive thing. And he has it. He hasn't. He showed it.
Agreed. And
Why are you looking like that, Jeremy?
Because I'm sorry, as you guys are talking, I'm still hung up on the whole McDonald thing. I think he's going to get 15 freaking sacks. I think we got a monster. I think it's going to be out of control with this kid. Because I'm watching his college tape. I've been watching it more and more. Like, I'm obsessed with it. And I'm telling you, in his junior year, when he was playing wide, like he's going to be playing for us, he was unstoppable.
Yeah.
He is a freaking beast.
Yeah.
He is so athletic. I can't believe JD and the Jets were the only people to see. It seems like the only team to see it. I mean, he is an absolute beast, and he's built like a superstar. Like, he has the length, the athleticism, the power. This kid has it all. He has the technique. He is the full package. And Lee, I don't know if you know this, but I promised everybody that I eat a McDouble from McDonald's for every sack McDonald gets. And I think I'm going to be eating a lot of McDoubles.
What I'm trying to figure out is why that's a penalty. You love McDoubles. You
what I
eat
said
them
yesterday.
anyway. Why is that a penalty?
It's celebration. It's like my friend Peo, who would eat a what the hell candy bar would he eat every time that freaking guy would score a touchdown? What's the name of that wide receiver with the Rams?
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, every time Cooper Kupp scored a touchdown, he ate a Reese's peanut butter cup. So I said, well, every time McDonald gets a sack, I'm going to eat a McDouble.
Hey, when the Chargers, when I lived in San Diego, and I lived there for 24 years, so you have to cut me some slack. Over time, I went to all the games, started out only going to Jet games or Giant games. I started going to every single game. I became a fan. And me and my buddy Murray, who's not on this call, every time they scored, we would smuggle vodka, Grey Goose vodka. Jeremy's laughing because he knows. We would smuggle flasks of Grey Goose into the game.
Murray that flask.
You did bring Murray. You did buy Murray that flask. Every time they scored a touchdown, we would each do a full shot of Grey Goose. And every time they got a field goal, we'll do half a shot. And this was the Rivers team when they were 14-2. Okay. So we stumbled out of that stadium. But that also wasn't a penalty. That's something we wanted to do anyway.
Listen, Jeremy's going to be wearing a lot of basketball shorts for these games and these live streams, because if he's wearing jeans, it's going to be trouble in that house for the dog and his wife with the button of the jeans shooting off in the middle of the stream.
Well, I'll tell you, Lee, I don't know if you know this yet, but I am going to the Monday Night Football Jets-Chargers game at MetLife Stadium.
Nice.
I scored a ticket for that game, and
Nice.
I couldn't turn it down. So
is that mid-October, mid to end of October?
November 6th.
Yeah.
You go to New York in November for that?
I have to go. I'm just going for like 3 or 4 days. I'm going to stay
New
with
Jersey.
them.
New Jersey. You don't even have to step foot in New York to come to a Jet game. You don't even. I know he will, but you don't have to.
I stay in Staten Island with my friend because he's close.
Yeah, he'll be in New York.
Island. But
he's got to get some pizza, man. Some John's Pizza for sure.
Well, on the first day, I'm gonna go into New York. I'm probably gonna go to Katz's Deli because it's my favorite pastrami in the world. And then I'm gonna go out to Staten Island and do Pizza Giavi with green bean and Sack Exchange, and because it's one of my favorite pizzas in the world. And then the next day on Sunday, I haven't figured out yet. I might go back into the city because that's a free day, or I don't know. I got to figure the whole thing out. But no, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. I'm excited about it. Then Tuesday morning, I fly out after the game. So
parking lot opens at 3:20.
The parking lot opens at 3:20. Okay.
5 hours before kickoff, parking lot opens.
Yeah,
there will be a line out to the turnpike at 3:20. Trust me.
I know. Hey, it's up to Green Bean. I roll in with him.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I roll in with him. But there's gonna be a lot of people at that game because the whole
a ton of fun.
Well, the whole panel's at that game. You know, Ryan and Matt O'Leary, they're selling tickets to people. I'm not going with them. I'm not going with that group because they're sitting up high. Although their group is getting to go onto the field. They have this thing where they're going on the field. I'm not doing that package. I got a buddy who said, I got an extra ticket. You're sitting with me. So I'm sitting in like the 20th row in the end zone.
Oh, you with Dom?
How do you know?
Because I know where his seats are. Did I just revealed national secrets? Did I just tell you that we have aliens in storage? Am I breaking news here?
No, I was going to tell you offline. I didn't know that you were going to know, like, figure it out. So
I know where everyone sits, man. I live 20 minutes from the stadium. What are you doing? I'm not one of you West Coast Wild Jets fans. I'm in there every week.
You know, I'm going to be in New York end of September, early October. I got to look at whether I can.
October 1st.
Whether I get any tickets, huh?
October 1st is Jets Chiefs on Sunday Night Football, Lee. If you're here, let me know.
I'm going to be in New York.
Be a guest at my tailgate.
In New York.
I'll be there too. Me and my son will be there. You come be a guest at my tailgate. It's on us.
Is it October 20th or the 15th? What's the Eagles?
October 15th. That's my tailgate's pig roast.
Eagles.
That's the best. That's a 4:25 game. That's one of the that's the game of the week, or either CBS or Fox, whoever has it. So
I think that's the day I'm leaving.
You leave on the 15th?
I think so. Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. If I was in the city, I would take the train to MetLife Stadium just to go 5 hours early and do the tailgating and party with Nick, party with people, go around. And then when the game starts, I would just go home, take the train home.
I'm Nick. I'm pretty much there. If the invitation's open, I'm there.
It's open.
Yeah,
it's open.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. That's
we got a good tailgate. It's quiet. It's not one of those loud music, kids screaming and taking Instagram photos of themselves doing shots. It's none of that. We're back in Lot K. It's where the Giants practice facility is. There's a blue fence that wraps around, and we're in that back corner. We used to have a Winnebago. We had the only Winnebago in the lot. We had a private little bathroom there, but unfortunately, the guy who had it sold it. So, but we're still back there. It's quiet. It's good. It's a crowd. I'm one of the younger guys in the crowd, and we've been together for almost 20 years.
All right. Well, I'll get the deets from you later, and I'll see you there.
Yeah. If Lee's coming, you better bring an extra pig.
Well, that's the Eagle game. That's not the Chief game. That's the Eagles game.
I know, but I'm just saying. I don't like the whole thing about eating and the obsession with food. It's very genetic.
I got to start working my shoulders. I'm gonna have to wheel him into the game.
I cannot compete with Jeremy. Okay,
no,
I cannot compete with Jeremy.
I could put it down when I never thought I'd be the guy that goes to a place where I can get a Philly cheesesteak, like a full-size Philly cheesesteak, and that's not enough. I got to get the full thing of cheese fries.
We went to Brooklyn last year for the green beans event with the Cyclone ride, and then over to Spumani Gardens.
Yeah,
and I'm like, all right, I was with Jeremy on Friday. This is Saturday now. Green Bean drives him in. I'm like, all right, man, this is a guy that I've done a lot of shows with. We connect a lot. We talk off of these streams. Son of a bitch didn't even talk to me for like 2 hours. Every time I looked for him, he was in line for more food, Lee. He'd come back and he's like, this seat taken, like half a hoagie hanging out of his mouth, 2 pizza boxes in this hand. And then he'd be telling me, I was like, dude, are you all right? Like, you can go home with 20 pounds. He's like, Jocelyn told me eat as much as I can now because when I go home, I'm on a diet. I'm doing it.
Okay. So back in the day, we're from a family of 5, 3 boys. I'm the oldest. Jeremy's the youngest. And the 3 of us, when I was like maybe 16 and Jeremy was 9, my mom would throw down a 7-pound roast in the middle of the table, this monster sliced of roast beef. And my dad was a big meat eater, so it was always prime, when we did this. And she would complain because there'd be no leftovers. I mean, Jeremy, me, and Matthew must have put down 2 pounds each of roast beef, straight up, with a couple of potatoes.
And she cooked it. She cooked it perfectly. Like, there was one thing Mom could do. It was like medium rare. It was perfect.
So good.
It was so good. It was so good. And when you grew up in Brooklyn, you have the good bread. We had either good onion rolls or good rye bread. So we always had good bread on the side of it. The baked potatoes, not microwave, but she made it the old way where it was nice and it was just perfect.
And what I didn't say is when she used to do the 5-pounder, but as we got older, we ate more. She would start screaming because my mom can scream. You've seen the videos.
Yeah,
she would scream You can't. And then we would complain it wasn't enough. And she's like, what do I have to make for you guys?
My favorite part of the Meatloaf video is don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
So for those of you who don't know, I have a video where I filmed my mom making her famous meatloaf. And in the middle of it, she's talking about what kind of meat she's using. She goes, I'm using 80-20 chuck or whatever. And I said, is that a good one? Like, because I'm playing like Columbo. I'm playing stupid. I'm like 80-20 ground beef.
He was playing stupid.
I never, I said, I never heard of that. Is that good stuff? And in the background, my father goes, you want the blah, 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 the fat, blah, blah, blah. And you could hear him in the background screaming. And my mother very quietly says, don't listen to him. He doesn't know nothing. When I edited the video, I sliced that piece of her saying that because she said it very low, and I raised the volume so you can hear it. And then you hear Dad in the back go, "What was that?"
Yeah.
And I scream out and I said, "She said that you know a lot of things and you're very knowledgeable, but right now you're not the one making the meatloaf."
He played both sides of the fence there very well. Randy, we both have. I got called out on my. Oh, we did it at the same time.
Yeah,
we both have, and I'm going to give you a tip that Mark Risk gave me last night when I went live at 6:00 yesterday after the Rodgers contract, and this will work for you. And this has been embedded in my head for 15 hours. You say it like chicken marsala, Coach Salah.
Coach Salah.
I've been saying it's Salah. I've been putting like the Middle Eastern twist on it
because of Randy's comments on our other video. I was trying to say it like you and say Salah. I used to say Salah.
That's what I was doing. I guess maybe I put an accent there that doesn't need to be, but I was told say it Salah.
Salah.
Like chicken marsala.
I might just call him Chicken Marsala. So Coach Chicken Marsala says,
I'm just going to call him Chicken.
I just hope to call him Champion.
Hey, listen, guys, I took the day off. I'm taking my wife out for brunch.
To the beach. I'm waiting for the green screen to drop, and like you're at the beach like a Corona commercial. We're hanging out with Snoop Dogg.
And then we're going to see the new Indiana Jones movie. New to us.
Nice. Have you seen 2 days ago I went to go see Oppenheimer. Have you seen that yet?
No. That was a choice, but we wanted to see Indiana Jones.
I recommend it. I really enjoyed it. I like the historical knowledge I got from it, while also it was a very well done film. Even if it was like a made up story that wasn't real, it was a very, very good film. But like everyone says it's historically accurate. Wow. And the actors nailed it. The cast is remarkable.
Well, Matt Damon's the best.
Yeah, Matt Damon, Robert Downey's in it. I know him. I know I'm forgetting his name. I don't know his name, but the guy from Peaky Blinders, Tommy from Peaky Blinders is the star of it. Well done all around. Very, very good cast. Good story. So it's 3 hours though. It is 3 hours.
Go enjoy yourself, Lee.
All right. Take care and go Jets.
And Jeremy will give us each other's numbers. We'll be in touch. We'll definitely link up when you come out here. I promise. That was a nice surprise.
Yeah. He'll link up. He'll be in a pig roast. He'll love a pig roast. He'll love
Cillian Murphy. Yes, thank you guys in the chat. Hey, real quick. This will be the last day we do this show on Jeremy's channel. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, we're going to be exclusively on there now with the post-practice training camp, press conference, reviews, summary, wrap-up show. So please go over to Proud New York Jets fans. I'll put the link in there. For those of you that are not already, for those of you that are, I thank you and appreciate your support.
He threatened to beat me up and said that that was his idea. And then if I do any more of this on my channel, he said when I come to New Jersey, he's going to stick his 4-fingered foot up my ass.
It'll fit easier now. Randy, 23. I mean, if there's no big toe, I'm sure it's more aerodynamic to get it.
It'll fit easier now.
Yes, Harlan, you have, man. Thank you. Randy 23, thank you. I just got the alert now, buddy.
That's your channel. Who's who just subscribed? Randy? Cool. Good job,
Yeah,
Randy.
I got the
Thank you,
alert as
Randy.
I was getting the link that Randy's in. Thanks, pal.
Yeah, we'll be back. After every press conference, but we're gonna be doing it on Nick's channel from now on. I have to get back to making videos in the morning, so I'm gonna try to get back into that world. I know how much you guys love seeing me do my videos when I wake up, and I'm all disorientated and I make mistakes, and I do it from different places, like different offices at where I work or in the house. I'll be going back to those videos. I'll be thinking of the most clickbait type names for the videos, and then taking the harassment of people who come in and say you're trash. That was clickbait. And it's not really clickbait. So that's what's funny, because they don't really know what clickbait is. And I get to like tell them that their mother is a piece of crap and raised a piece of crap son. And then I have to erase it because my wife says you can't do that. So,
That's where you need to become Kevin Durant and get the burner account.
I need the burner account.
Like the Brooklyn Brothers food review also has to be the I'm going to burn your ass if you comment poorly about my shows. We're going to overcook you. That's what we do here on the food channel.
That's right.
Where was it? Thank you. We appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. That's a cool comment.
That is really cool, Randy. Thank you. Hank, what's up, buddy? I didn't say hello to Hank.
Oh, sorry. We did it at the same time. Go ahead.
Do you want an enforcer?
That's what I am. That's why I'm here. You're trying to take my job, Knob?
You only got 9 toes, and from what I hear, Knobcraft is pretty good with a chef's knife.
Oh,
so I still got that hot sauce, Knob. I actually poured some over some scrambled eggs, the green one that you sent me, which, by the way, is the greenest hot sauce I've ever owned. Like, there's the color of this hot sauce is so unique. Is the green? Like, I gotta get up next time I'm live. I'm gonna put it on the video. You cannot believe how green. It's like its own kind of green. It is the greenest hot sauce. Like this bright, like jet. I'm gonna call it jet green. We're gonna name it jet green. Yeah, here he goes. He said it himself. He goes, as I was saying it, he goes, I got 10 toes.
I want to play something real quick. I know we go on tangents and we have a lot of fun. I want to circle it back in here before we end. Robert Salah's full response about Sean Payton's comments. They're asking a question right now.
Okay.
The audio is so low for the.
Hold it up to the mic. Hold it right up to the mic.
Salah hasn't started speaking yet. They're still asking the question.
Well, I'm not going to acknowledge Sean on that. He's been in the league a while. He can say whatever the hell he wants. But as far as what we have going on here, that's I kind of live by saying, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So hate away. It's obviously we're doing something right if you got to talk about us when we don't play until week 4, and I'm good with it. But the guys in our locker room, they've earned everything that's coming to them. And really excited about what's going on. I think Hackett's doing a phenomenal job here. The coaching staff is doing a phenomenal job, and we're focused on us. I get it. There's a lot of external noise. There's a lot of people who are hating on us. There's a lot for us to fail. There's a lot of crows pecking at our neck. But all you can do is spread your wings, keep flying high until those crows fall off and suffocate from the inability to breathe. It's a whole other analogy I'll get into later. But really, really, really excited about the group we have, the coaching that's going on, and but I'm going to keep our focus on us and making sure that we're prepared every single day to do the best we can and learn from our past and grow.
All right, let me put my coach Nick translation on that. It's too early. What are you, out of your damn mind? And we're going to knock your damn teeth down your throat again in Denver for the 2nd consecutive year.
Yeah,
we beat you last year. You don't even know what's coming now.
Yeah, let's translate something too. When Salah said he's been in the league and he could say whatever the hell he wants, what he was really saying is you are an old fuck that's past your time. You won one Super Bowl with Drew Brees and thinks that makes you worth shit, but you're a nobody, nothing. And my balls could have won a Super Bowl with Drew Brees on that team, and you've done nothing since except be good, but not good enough. And we're gonna kick your ass.
Billy Turner with a fantastic either Instagram story, took the quote from Peyton that says, everything I heard about last season, we're doing the opposite. It might have been one of the worst coaching jobs in the history of the NFL. That's how bad it was, referencing Hackett. Billy Turner takes that photo and that picture and then in his own typing puts this comment. Excuse me. Seems like someone started training camp and is trying to soften the blow after realizing what he's in for this season. Fucking bum. Hashtag Bountygate. Hashtag childish.
Wow.
Billy Turner gets a statue in New York right next to Rodgers.
Wow. He might not be able to block, but he certainly knows how to attack.
He can pitch. He threw one right in the middle of the back. I love the chemistry of this team, right? There's no negative stories coming out. You know, there's going to be brush ups. You know, it's hot. It's humid in New Jersey. Guys are going at it with no pads. There's going to be Trey Dean hit Carter and like held them a little bit too long today, and the lineman came over and pushed them off. So there's going to be those little things, right? Like Salah said last week. Tell the team the same thing I tell my kids. Sometimes you got to fight it out. Don't punch above the neck. Don't punch below the waist. Punch each other in the pads, right? Don't get hurt, and don't look to hurt the other guy, but vent your frustrations in a good way. So I just love the chemistry. I love the makeup. I love the direction of the team. It's a lot of there's so much to be excited about, man. After false hope for a lot of years, after a lot of everything needs to go perfect to be decent, I still can't wrap my head around it that this is the Jets, that this is us.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks that I didn't survive the toe surgery.
We're gonna crush teams. Like, we're gonna go in and we're gonna shut guys like that up, man. We're gonna shut them up, man. Like freaking Garrett Wilson and our running backs and our linemen and our tight ends, and we're gonna score points, and our defense is gonna freaking dominate. Russell Wilson's gonna be running for his life. He's gonna be running for his life. He doesn't even know what's gonna be happening because he's gonna be terrorized by our defensive line. We're gonna beat the shit out of teams, and coaches like that are gonna shut their mouths and be humbled because this is real, people. This is real. We don't only got the defense that's going to hurt people, that's going to humiliate people. We got the offense to then really rub it in by putting the ball in the end zone and putting up points. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We deserve this. We owe the league something. We owe these teams something for the years they stepped on us. And now we're going to be doing the stepping. We're doing the stepping. 9 fingers or 10 toes, 9 toes, 10 toes, it doesn't matter. We're going to be doing the stomping.
Interesting message from Dom, who was there today. Max Mitchell took every single rep of his at left tackle. Not one rep at right tackle. Max was at left tackle. Could Max Mitchell be Jason Fabini? Could he be Bakhtiari? Could he be that mid-round guy who goes on to be a solid left tackle?
Or do they want him because they know Dwayne Brown is 38 years old? Do they want to make sure they have a backup left tackle? Like, we know you could play right tackle. We need to know that we have a backup left tackle because we really don't want to have to move AVT.
Yeah.
Because I don't see him beating Dwayne Brown out at left tackle, but I could see them saying, we've got to get you as much experience and we got to look at you at left tackle because right now, that's a thin position for us. Dwayne Brown, if Becton's knee is not good, Dwayne Brown is all. Dwayne Brown is all we have. Then what do? We need Mitchell to be able to come in there because we don't want to move AVT. So give him tons of work there. It's not like he's not going to be able to then flip over and be able to play right tackle, if we need him there. But let him be that complete swing tackle that can do both. But it's also bad news to me because it makes me think that they are not confident at all that Mims is going to be healthy or on this roster, like you said.
Yeah, you're right. And
and Randy said it too. So
yeah, I can't
felt the
say
same
this
thing.
guy's name. It would be a disservice to your show if I said this name. You need to.
Chris Bradigan.
Yeah, Kevin James from King of Queens played him in the movie. That is kind of ironic, right? Excuse me. Go ahead, talk 1 second. I got a video. I want to see what is said here, and I'm going to mute myself for a second.
Yeah. So look, that's my early camp story. Is I really hope Becton ends up back on the field really soon. I really wanted him to work out and give us that depth. I really wanted him to be a solid, really good left tackle. We'd be a right tackle. We'd be so much better if that was the case. But you know what? At this point, I'll take, even if just get him healthy. Even if he's the backup to Max Mitchell at right tackle, just let him be healthy. Like okay, maybe he misses a little bit of camp now and he loses the job, but let's have Becton on the bench healthy that can come into a game as insurance at either tackle position, and at least we could salvage that for this year.
Yeah. Use him as the sixth tackle, put him as a tight end, have him come in motion like the 49ers did with Trent Williams, where he's got a head of steam coming, and now you run, and he's going to blow up that outside linebacker, that D end, and then get to the next level, and we run a stretch play with him taking out two guys. There's no problem if he's doing that. If something happens to him down the road, that's a replaceable thing, right? Or that's just a play you don't run anymore. But it stinks, man. It stinks because there was so much potential. And I'm not writing him off. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Here's the Chiefs fan. That's going to be the breakout when the world realizes the Jets are for real, when we crush the Chiefs and beat them badly and humiliate them. That's when the world's going to know the Jets are for real. And we're going to still love you, Chiefs Live. No offense. It's just that we're going to beat the hell out of your team. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be a great game, brother.
That's my call for game of the year. That's the most important game for the Jets, in my opinion, because I believe that'll be the tiebreaker for who gets home field advantage. I really, truly do.
I really hope you're right. I hope that the Chiefs game, win or lose, is the game that determined home field advantage. Because what you're saying is that makes us 1 or 2 in the league in the AFC conference, and I'll take either of those slots. Obviously, we'd all prefer to be the number 1 seed, but if you told me right now the Jets are going to be the number 2 seed in the AFC, I will take that in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. I mean, obviously, if I didn't, I should be like put in a mental institution after the last 10 years that we've had.
There's other reasons for that. We'll keep.
There's other reasons. There's other reasons. Hey, we got to wrap it up. I got something I got to do. I told my wife the show would be under an hour. We've already broken the rule.
Oh boy, I don't want to get in trouble.
We're gonna be in trouble.
I don't want to be in trouble. Everyone. Make sure you go over, subscribe to my channel, Proud New York Jets fans. We will be there from now on with the post-practice, post-press conference, wrap-up show. So please go subscribe over there and look for our alerts. We'll be on as soon as Coach Salah's press conference ends every day.
And Phil, I love the flag, man. I love the flag. I'm figuring out the best way to show it off. It's one of my proudest possessions right now, man. I love what you did. I'll show it to the world soon. I was just waiting for everybody else to get theirs. Gunny got his, and Gunny wanted your information. I gave it to him because he wants to tell you how much he appreciates it. Guys, everybody, I'll be back on it's Thursday. I already did my Wednesday show last night. So we did our Wednesday show last night. So I guess that means I'm not back till Sunday. I also want to announce the Jets Lounge on Twitter. This is crazy, guys. You're going to love this, Nick. The Jets Lounge on Twitter has secured Asante Samuel. They're going to talk about his comments about Revis and Sauce Gardner and the New York Jets cornerback. So Asante Samuel is going to be on Twitter in the Jets Lounge live. You can hear the audio. Oh, nice. You might even get to speak and be one of the speakers. They let different people ask him questions. That is Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. What we're hoping is is that he's going to talk a lot of trash, and then we're going to go after Jarrell Rivas to see if he wants to retort. So right now, we're looking at Asante Samuel live in the Jets Lounge on Twitter.
Nice.
Sunday night at 8 o'clock. You don't want to miss it. It could be controversial. And Nick, what's exciting about that is all these guys that are coming onto the Twitter Lounge. Last night they had Kerry Rhodes, and what's his face, Victor Green. All these guys, they're building that relationship with them, and then the move is to get them onto this channel.
Nice.
So these are guys that we might get to talk to live on this channel.
Nice.
So hopefully we're going to get Rhodes and Green, and eventually maybe we get Asante Samuel on the channel, and everybody will have the opportunity to, speak their minds on him. But anyway, guys, have an amazing Thursday. I'll see you tonight on the Thursday Thick of It. It's going to be a good one. We'll see you then. And then guess what? Next week, August 3rd, Hall of Fame game, Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, me and Green Bean on the Jets Talking Jets channel. We'll be covering the game live. We're looking forward to that. Things are just heating up, guys. We got a lot of exciting, fun things coming. So just get ready for it. And I'll leave you with this. Don't not be Thibodeau. And here it comes. It's about to come in. Oh, my God. They didn't. They took Sauce Gardner. Oh, my God. They don't want an edge. Maybe he likes Jermaine Johnson at 10. Then we're not going to get a wide receiver? Garrett Wilson, wide receiver. Oh, my God. No edge. The Jets traded up. Are we taking JJ? Because I know Braden is in New Zealand saying, we should get Yuli, Mike. He's definitely saying that. JJ! We got Johnson! At 26! This is great! Yes! They took Roger McCreary, they didn't take Dean, and we traded up. We can get Jacoby Dean. It really is. They took Breece Hall. Wow. I mean, look, I love Breece Hall. But there's also Jeremy Ruckert, who I think is the best tight end in the class personally. They took Jeremy Ruckert. Yes! We got a Jeremy. Oh, and the Jets pick, and it's Max Mitchell, offensive tackle. We needed that. Wow. We took Michael Clemens. I never heard of him. A defensive edge.